what even is melody? At first glance, a melody is simply defined as a tune, as a series of musical notes, especially one that is pleasant and easy to remember. But these definitions only circle around the experience rather than explaining it. They describe the surface. They don't explain why certain sequences of tones move us, why some combinations feel stable and resolved, while others feel tense and urgent. Melody is not just a sequence of notes, it's motion through a field of tension and release. In music, consonance and dissonance form the basic emotional grammar. Consonant tones feel stable, grounded, resolved. Dissonant tones feel unstable, charged, suspended. A dissonance demands continuation. It creates expectation. It asks a question that the next note must answer. This dynamic of tension seeking resolution is what gives melody direction. Without it, sound remains static. With it, sound becomes narrative. Music does not exist in isolation. Every note gains meaning from its context. The harmony beneath it, the scale surrounding it, the rhythm propelling it. Systems like the circle of fifth or the tonnets attempt to visualize this contextual web. They show that music is circular, relational, and potentially infinite. You can move anywhere, but where you move depends entirely on where you are. This reveals something fundamental. Music is not a fixed object, but a living system. Every note, chord, and scale is defined by relationship. From this perspective, composing becomes a choice between two approaches. You can either shape the tone to fit the context, or you can shape the context to fit the tone. Jazz improvisation embodies this perfectly. A solo can rip through complex harmonies not by abandoning structure, but by navigating context with fluency. The apparent chaos is guided by deep relational awareness. In this clip, Herbie Hancock explains this concept perfectly.
Right in the middle of his solo, I played the wrong chord. A chord that it just sounded completely wrong. It sounded like a big mistake. And I did this and I went, oh, like this. And I put my hands around my ears. And Miles paused for a second. And then he played some notes that made my chord right. He made it correct. What I realize now is that Miles didn't hear it as a mistake. He heard it as something that happened, just an event. And so that was part of the reality of what was happening at that moment. And he dealt with it. That taught me a very big lesson about not only music, but about life. To be able to experience situations as they are and turn them into medicine, turn poison into medicine. Take whatever situation you have and make something constructive happen with it. That's what I learned from that situation with Miles.
Music functions like language. It organizes chaos. It structures experience. A traditional composition can resemble a short story, a clear beginning, development, and resolution. But music can also behave like poetry. In poetry, coherence is secondary to emotion. Words become carriers of feeling rather than logical sentences. Film scores often operate in this way. If the intention is to make the listener feel unsettled or afraid, then dissonant or unconventional tone combinations are not wrong. They are precise. They serve the emotional aim. This raises a deeper question. If emotion is the primary carrier of meaning, can any sound become music as long as it conveys intention? Cage famously suggested that music is simply the production of sound. If sound is organized or even merely framed as music, then it becomes music. Electronic music continues this expansion. It embraces noise, texture, distortion, environmental sound as expressive tools. Its power often lies not in traditional structure, but in the ability to transmit intention directly, to make you feel something, to move your body, or to alter your perception. Perhaps the difference between music and sound is not structure alone, but intention. Structure can guide emotion, but emotion can also exist without conventional structure. Meaning is not inherent in the sound itself. It is projected, interpreted, and experienced. Melody, then, is more than a tune. It is a trajectory through tension, context, and expectations. And music, at its widest definition, is sound, perceived as meaningful. Whether tightly composed or radically open, its ultimate task remains the same: to carry intention from one consciousness to another.